What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy from Sarcher Systems, and today we're going to be doing another Reflex track review. Last week I reviewed the JT Compound MX loop, and that track was absolutely amazing. What JT did with that track, or Jamie T, JT, what he did with that track was unbelievable, and yeah, it was just incredible. But enough about the JT compound. This week, we're going to be doing a Supercross. I know last week I said that I might do the Supercross from JT compound, but I decided that we would be doing a different track this week. We're going to do 4 laps because it is a little bit longer of a track. Beta slot 1. The track name is Pine Acres, and it's by Gary664. It's the most recently released track on Reflex Central. Right off the bat, the scenery is very, very cool. He said that it's an outdoor supercross track in the middle of the woods, and right off the bat, you get that feeling with all the trees surrounding the track and whatnot. He said also that if you run consistently under 150, that's really impressive. But I did do one race like I always do on the track just to get a little feel for it, and my quickest lap was a 155. So I'm by no means the fastest at this game. Back in my prime, I was pretty quick on the stock tracks, like the Fort Dodge, Kingston, all those tracks. But these custom tracks, they always throw me for a loop. Oh boy, as we get sketchy. That triple that I just hit is really, really hard to hit every lap. You have to hit that double before it just perfectly, otherwise you're going to have to double it. And he also said that all the rhythm sections should have more than one line in them, and they do. Obviously, there's going to be one faster line, but he did really, really well with how the rhythm sections worked and all that. A lot of variety, so that's cool. And as you might have already seen, there's quite a bit of sand sections on this track, which you don't really see too often. A lot of people just throw in like one one sand section, maybe 2. But I think there's like 4, maybe. I don't know. I haven't counted them, but there's a sand pit right here. But he really went overboard with the sand. Now, I'm not too big of a fan of sand tracks. I don't know why. I like to be able to just I don't know, ride the track really well and not have to drag any in the corners or anything like that. But some people like sand, some people don't. That's just how it is. On the other hand, I'm not too big of a fan of it. But one thing that I don't particularly like about this track is the berms are really, really deceiving. Like, you can go into them like right there. I didn't try to do that, but I drove it in a little deep, and then it looks like it's gonna hold you, but you just keep going. The berms don't hold you that well, which kind of sucks. But he said he really wanted realism, and a lot of Reflex track creators, they make the berms hold you like crazy. Now I know everybody likes to, just rail around a berm and, not really have to let off or get on the brakes or anything. Including myself. I love railing around a track without really having to use the brake at all. But I understand where he's coming from with the realism. You should have to brake in the corners and everything like that, but I don't know. If the berms weren't so deceiving, maybe I wouldn't mind it as much. But there's a couple spots on this track also that he thought outside of the box, like that big triple that I just did. I don't know if I consider it a triple or a quad because of that table at the end. I think it's just a triple, but whatever. And then that right there. Well, all right, let's frame slide the fence. Excuse me. That inside line. Wow. That inside line. It holds you super well, but on the exit of it, it like, I don't know if it hooks you or if that's just how the track layout goes, but like you always end up going by that fence. Like it just kind of makes you go to the fence. Now, like I said, with the berms being deceiving and everything, the ruts that he made, they're fine. Like they grab you really well and you just kind of stick in them. So I do like that. But there's only a few corners where there's actually an inside line that you can like get into. Obviously in these 90-degree corners that I'm going through, you can cut to the inside and, you know, be fine that way. But in the 180s with the inside lines, they're actually really, really good. This section right here, I don't like how that dips down and there's like that little bump, but once again, that's just my opinion. I would just rather have it be, you know, maybe even a little double. But there's two whoop sections as you see me going through that one. That one's probably the easier of the two. As I fuck this up, I was gonna show you an alternative line to make this side of the split work, because if you kind of just hit it like I do, I think you lose a lot of time. But there is one way that's pretty quick if you hit it just right. I'll try to show you it next lap around. Yeah, here, I'll hit this inside line. I guess it kind of worked out that time, but I didn't get all the way in. So if you like get all the way in as deep as possible, then you're gonna get thrown over to the fence. At least every time that I've gotten into the rut, I've been thrown to the fence every time. Alright, last lap here. And that lip right there is really deceiving as well. You think you can let off, but you really can't. Here's the other whoop section I'm talking about. You really got to try to get on the top of it, otherwise you're going to lose a bunch of time. Big triple, like I said. And see that sand corner? Like I said, I don't like the sand because it just drags you down and you can't really get that great of a drive, but a couple of these jump faces are weirdly built. There's not really a transition. It just goes from flat to, you know, straight up. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just something that I had noticed. We're getting sketchy in the whoops. Alright, let's see if I can hit this line. Ooh. It's going to be sketchy. Oh, we got it. You pretty much have to keep it pinned all the way around. It gets sketchy once you hit that, like, fence part, but I don't know. I feel like if you take that left side, that's the only, I don't know, line that would maybe work. Something to test out, I guess, but I think that right side where you go to the outside and then to the inside is quicker. Another thing I like about this track, though, is if you mess up a rhythm like I just did right there, it's really easy to get back into some kind of rhythm. Maybe not the main rhythm, but it's something. And we finished with a 152, so that's my quickest lap. But there's the track. I know I only did 4 laps, but I didn't want this video to be too long, so 4 laps is all I did. Overall, I really do enjoy the track. A big thing for me with any track is like the scenery and like what he does around the track. if it's super bland and boring, then, you know, the track's just not as fun to me. For me, it's always been about the little things with any game. So to go the extra distance with the, you know, the scenery and everything, and making it actually feel like a private supercross track, was really, really cool. The track rides fairly well. I mean, like I said, there's a few things that I don't like about it, but overall, it's a really fun track. I encourage you guys to at least try it. I'm sure most of you have already, but you know, even though it's a newer track, I'm sure most of you have downloaded it and tried it. But if you haven't, the link will be in the description below. That'll do it for the video, guys. Oh, I forgot the rating. I'd rate this probably 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, somewhere around that range. You know, a few things that he maybe could have improved on, but whatever. But now that'll do it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment on the video, let me know what you think, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys next week for another Reflex track review. See ya.